Imagine this. You finally get your hands on your dream car, a rare Porsche, a legendary Skyline, or a one-of-a-kind rally monster. But then, reality hits. You can't legally drive it on American roads. That's right. In 2025, there are incredible machines that US laws have either banned or heavily restricted. Today, we're counting down 10 dream cars you can't enjoy on US streets, and the reasons why. Stick around until the end. You'll be surprised at which icons made the list. Let's start with the Porsche 959. Back in the 1980s, it was considered one of the most advanced cars in the world, with twin turbos and cutting-edge technology. But it was never certified for US safety or emissions, so it's still restricted today. The only way to own one legally is under a special show or display exemption, which limits how much you can actually drive it. Next up is the Lotus 340R. This was more of an engineering experiment than a car, with no doors and barely any body panels. It looked wild, but because it failed US crash and emissions standards, you won't see it cruising down an American highway anytime soon. Number 3. The Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 6 Tommy Mäkinen Edition. Rally fans know this one well. It was a celebration of Mäkinen's WRC success, with special tuning and decals. Sadly, it never met US crash or emissions rules, so unless you find a rare exemption, this one's forbidden too. Now, the Audi RS4 Avant, the first generation. A twin-turbo V6 and quattro all-wheel drive made it one of Europe's best performance wagons. But because Audi never sold it in the US, it doesn't meet federal safety and emissions standards. Importing one for road use? Not allowed. Moving on to the Morgan Aero 8, a British Grand Tourer that blended classic styling with a BMW V8. While small numbers made their way into certain markets, most versions never passed US regulations. As a result, these remain out of reach for most American collectors. At number 6, the Subaru Impreza S201. This was a Japan-only special edition with unique tuning and a very limited production run. But like many Japanese exclusives, it didn't pass US standards. That makes it illegal for import under normal road registration. Next is the Alpina B10 V8 and its diesel twin, the D10 Bi-Turbo. These were high-performance versions of BMW's E39 5 Series, built by Alpina. They're rare, fast, and highly desirable. But since they were never homologated for the US, they failed to meet regulations and remain banned. Number 8. The early Lotus Exige S1. Track-focused, lightweight, and extremely raw. But in the eyes of US regulators, it was simply too extreme. Without proper crash testing or emissions certification, it couldn't make it to American showrooms. Coming in at number 9, the Holden Ute SS. Think of it as Australia's version of the El Camino. Rear-wheel drive, a big V8, and loads of attitude. But despite sharing GM roots, it was never certified for US use in its original form, which means it's restricted here. Finally, the Nissan Skyline GT-R V-Spec 2. One of the most legendary Japanese cars of all time. While some older Skyline models are now legal under the 25-year rule, the V-Spec 2 still runs into issues with safety and emissions compliance. Unless you have special approval, you won't be registering one in the States. So why are so many dream cars banned? It all comes down to US regulations. Federal motor vehicle safety standards, combined with strict emissions rules, make it nearly impossible to bring in cars that were never built for the American market. The only exceptions are the show or display rule, which allows very limited driving, or the 25-year import law, which slowly opens the door to older vehicles.